Okay, now today we will discuss about the motion in combined electric and magnetic field and velocity selector. Now see, we will have a motion of charge in combined field. Now combined field means there will be electric field as well as magnetic field. And when both the fields are there, then the force acting on will be force due to the electric field and force due to magnetic field. So it will be the combination of Fe and Fm, and as you know that Fe, that is force due to electric field on the charge, is given by QE, okay, and the force due to magnetic field, that is Fm, is given by Q V cross P. So the vector sum of both these forces will be, if Q is taken common, then Q E plus V cross B. Okay. Now we consider the motion of charge. Now try to understand this figure. There are two fields which are shown. One is magnetic field, which is in this direction, and electric field is in Y direction. So Z direction is the direction of magnetic field and Y direction is the direction of electric field, and in X direction the charge Q is moving, okay, with velocity V. Now force due to electric field will be in which direction? The force due to electric field is Q into E, and this force will be in Y direction. So this will be the direction of the force due to electric field. Now force due to magnetic field. Now force due to magnetic field is given by Q V cross B. It is V cross P. Okay. So try to understand. This is a cross product and the velocity is in X direction, so it will be having unit vector I cap, and magnetic field is in Z direction, so it will be having unit vector to show its direction as K cap. And if you take I cross K, try to understand this, you must know I, J, K, this way. If it is I cross J, then it is K cap. If it is J cross K, then it will be I cap. If it is K cross I, then it will be J cap. Now here it is I cross K cross I, then it will be J cap. If it is I cross K, then it will be minus J cap. So direction of the force on this charge due to magnetic field, direction of force on the charge due to the magnetic field will be in which direction? Now you can understand that direction of force due to magnetic field on this charge will be in this direction. Direction of force due to electric field is in upward direction. So there are two forces. They are not equal, let me tell you. They are two different forces. One is in positive Y direction and the other one is in the negative Y direction. So there are opposite forces, that is Fe, that is the force due to electric field, and the other one is force due to magnetic field, that is in downward direction. Okay. Now we proceed further. So consider the electric field and magnetic field which are perpendicular to each other. So magnetic field and electric field are taken perpendicular. You can see here the electric field in which direction? It is in Y direction, and magnetic field is in Z direction. So they are perpendicular to each other. Okay. And velocity is also perpendicular to both, because velocity vector is in which direction? It is in X direction. So this velocity is mutually perpendicular to electric field as well as magnetic field. So electric field is in y direction and magnetic field is in z direction. Velocity is in x direction. So these are the different directions of three different quantities. Okay. So electric field can be written as E j cap, which I explained. Okay, because electric field is in which direction? Y direction, positive y direction. Okay, so j cap is the unit vector to show the direction in y direction, and magnetic field can be written as B is equal to B k cap, and velocity can be written as V vector is equal to V I cap, because velocity is in x direction. So these are the unit vector I, j and k, that I cap shows the unit vector in x direction. J cap is the unit vector which shows the y direction, unit vector in y direction, and k cap is the unit vector in z direction. Okay, so these are the unit vectors which are multiplied with the magnitude, that is E. Okay, E is the magnitude, multiplied by j cap shows the vector E, which is in positive y direction. B is the magnitude, multiplied by unit vector k cap, which shows the magnetic field B, which is in k means z, positive z direction, and velocity is in positive x direction. This can be understood easily. It is a knowledge of vector, we know. So force due to electric field is QE, that is QA j cap. Then force due to magnetic field is Q V cross B, that I explained. Okay, V is multiplied by I cap. Okay, and B is multiplied by K cap. This is a cross product, try to understand. So Q, V and B, they are the magnitudes, so they are taken separately. Q, V, B, they are the magnitudes now. Now unit vectors are multiplied, so I cross K, I cap cross K cap. So I cross K is nothing but, I explained you, minus J cap. So again I am explaining. Okay, so you can understand it becomes minus J cap instead of these two quantities. I cross K becomes minus J cap. Okay, so this will be the direction of the magnetic force. So magnetic force is in negative y direction and electric force is in positive y direction, that I explained earlier. Okay, so resultant force, we can write it is a sum of electric force and magnetic force. So this is electric force and this is magnetic force, both are added. What is common? Q is common, so Q E minus VB J cap. J cap is also common. So resultant force, okay, is in say y direction. Okay, so electric and magnetic forces are in opposite directions as shown in the figure which I explained. Okay, now we adjust E and B in such a way. So these magnitudes of E and B are so adjusted. Magnitudes of E and B are so adjusted such that this electric force, that is QE, and magnitude of QVB becomes equal, such that magnitudes of the two forces are equal. Then resultant force will be 0, that on the charge. Okay, so charge is having 0 resultant force. So when it goes within the electric field and magnetic field, then the total force on the charge is equal to 0. Okay, the magnetic field and electric field are kept mutually perpendicular. Electric field is kept in positive y direction. Magnetic field is kept in positive z direction. This we know. So these are the direction. This is the direction of electric field. This is the direction of magnetic field. This is the direction of the motion of the charge. So this is the direction of velocity vector. Now you adjust the magnitude of E and B in such a way that resultant force becomes 0 on this charge, so the charge will move in this particular direction where it was moving, or it will not be deflected either in upward direction or in downward direction. Try to understand. If E is more, try to understand, if value of E is more than this value, okay, then the charge would tend to move in positive y direction. And if the value of this Vb is more than this value of E, then the charge will tend to move in negative y direction. In any case, it will be deflected either in positive y direction or in negative y direction, but we keep the magnitudes of E and B equal, or we adjust the magnitude of E and B in such a way that this E, that is force due to electric field and force due to magnetic field. Force due to electric field, what is the magnitude of force due to electric field? QE. What is the magnitude of force due to magnetic field? It is QVB. If these two magnitudes are same, and as you know, their directions are opposite, so resultant force becomes 0 and the charge will move in the field without deflection. Okay, this happens whenever QE is equal to QVB. This I explained. If this QE and QVB are same, so QE is equal to QVB. Now just Q is cancelled out, so the velocity must be equal to magnitude of electric field upon magnitude of magnetic field. That is, velocity must be the ratio of magnitude of electric field upon magnitude of magnetic field. Okay. Using this condition, charged particle with a particular velocity can be selected from the beam of charged particles with different velocities. So, if you have a beam of, say, charged particles are moving in this direction, okay, now all those particles which are undeflected will move in this direction. The other particles, say for example you have V is equal to E upon B. You keep the value of electric field and magnetic field such that the force due to electric field and force due to magnetic field, force due to electric field and force due to magnetic field, they become same. So you have chosen that velocity. Okay, or we can say you have somehow produced the electric field and magnetic field in such a way that the force due to them, that is resultant force, becomes 0. So when resultant force becomes 0, what happens to those charged particles? They will move in this particular direction without any deflection. And these particles which are moving in this positive x direction will have how much velocity? That velocity will be E upon B. So those particles which are moving with this velocity, that is E upon B, can propagate without deflection. Other will go either in upward direction or in downward direction. So you can select the charged particles which are having this velocity, and that is why it is taken or named as velocity selector. Only particles with this particular velocity, that is E upon B, will move in this straight line direction. Other all will be deflected. Okay, so this is the direction of motion of those charged particles who are having or which are having the velocity E upon B. Other all will go in the other direction. So this works as a velocity selector. Only selected velocity or selected particles which are having this particular velocity, that is E upon B, will move in this direction. Other all will go and they will be deflected. Okay. Thus E and B, which are perpendicular to each other, behaves as velocity selector. From the two fields perpendicular to each other, only those charged particles having velocity v is equal to E upon B can only pass without deflection. That I explained, the other all will be deflected and they will not propagate in positive x direction in the case of our figure. Okay. This method is used to measure the charge to mass ratio, that is E upon m, for the electron. The principle is also employed in mass spectrometer, a device that separates charged particles, usually ions, according to their charge to mass ratio. So this principle is useful in mass spectrometer, which is having, or this is a device which is separating the charged particles. What is the use of this mass spectrometer? It is separating the charged particles. Usually these charged particles are ions. Okay. So the mass spectrometer is useful in separating the charged particles, and basically this mass spectrometer is separating the ions, okay, according to their charge to mass ratio. Okay. Now cyclotron is the topic that we shall discuss next time. Thank you.